What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. I'm back like I said I was.
Like 2 for 3 tonight. I'm different, me, I'm a grow up a dog. Go through securities, I slow up the call. All two addies, I tore up the hawk. Rapper friends, they pull up and all. Killers and winners, they show up and all. Wish you was here to go pull up and talk. All of your jury gon' go on the vault. The barber snitch, no talking to all. You sneaking and gigging until you get caught. The niggas you praise, they really be soft. The voice, I'ma just give you the sauce. Lawyers and something can never be brought. I miss you, wish your murder was false. Christian, really seen niggas get crossed. I seen niggas turn shit to a boss. Suck dick smoking, it's turning me off. 300 a show, Ethereum broke. Pussy, that's a serious fault. Tussies, I'm in this bitch with my dog. Looking, nigga be pissing me off. I done fuck 2 or 3 strippers and stalls. Trenches, sticking my dick through the drawers. Spending, these things was hitting the mall. Bitches, Bob was fucking them all. Ain't talk to my sister, I give her a call. I was in jail, I stay at the wall. Ducking the DA, the feds and all. I went through your statement, I read it all. I didn't get my last, y'all. Why I miss your last call? I was left for dead, y'all. Know them niggas dead wrong. I'm just smoking, thinking to myself, damn I need y'all. I'm just smoking, writing about myself, damn I need y'all. I'm just smoking, I'm just smoking, thinking about my. I'm just smoking, thinking about my kids, man, I need y'all. I'm just smoking, thinking about my life like them. 2, 3 fellas, I feel bogus, I can't get down with voting. Why this nigga asked me to take time, I want to stab the lawyer. I was in prison, fucking a lady guard, I couldn't get down with lotion. Big mouth, always talking shit, that bitch got halitosis. Fitting off, taking all them perks, them niggas overdosing. Lil' bro ran off with a Glock and weed, that little boy know he bogus. I come from the bottom, smoking top notch, you know I'm choking. I'm just smoking, thinking to myself, damn I need y'all. I'm just smoking, writing about myself, damn I need y'all. I'm just smoking, I'm just smoking, thinking about I'm just smoking, thinking about my kids, man, I need y'all. I'm just smoking, thinking about my life like them, I'm teed, y'all. I'm just smoking, why y'all let him die? I can't believe y'all. I'm just smoking, I'm just riding smoking.
I'm just smoking. Hey, I'm back like I said I was, man. Kobe salute, man. I know this niggas be trying to follow suit, boy. Do what a nigga do, boy. What nigga don't, no matter what you say or how they talk down on a nigga, boy, we know they in the bushes trying to critique the style. Trying to dick ride what I be doing, man. This shit be crazy, bro. And I really be giving niggas the game on shit. And you know what I'm saying? Niggas want to follow suit and do what I do. And you see what happened when you follow me with what I do, nigga. You get what I'm saying? But you gonna have to do it again. You gonna have to do it again. See, anybody can shine a motherfucking cell phone up to a computer, but when they don't know what's going on. Hey, when you don't know what's going on, you can't even commentate. Hey, you better watch them Netflix shit showing Netflix shit on this motherfucker, because they will flag your ass. So we back to the normally scheduled program where we was at. We stopped at we on this this Lil Durk documentary, and I had to pause because it's 2 hours long, you know. And we gonna get back into it. These niggas is some dick riders, man. I'm talking about some dick pullers. Boy, I swear, dick pullers, man. I swear to God. Nigga, I'm talking about you too.
Back to Big Law. On February 6th, 2019, Big Law was murdered while sitting in a Nissan Rogue in front of his home in the 7100 block of South Union Avenue together with his right hand.
You know, yeah, I mean, keep going.
And man Kenneth Brown. The territory belongs to 7 Trey, a gangster disciple set located adjacent to the Dog Pound territory. 1 or 2 shooters ran up to the vehicle and shot Big Law multiple times. He was scratched by a bullet and survived. After Big Law's death, people first believed that Brick Squad members B, Rico, Lil Don, and Yo-Yo were responsible for the killing.
Well, all y'all don't know, this is Big Law. You know, this is Big Law. You see, I can show photos because I know what I'm talking about. I don't have to shine the motherfucking shit up against the, none of that. I know what I'm talking about. That's Big Law right there, y'all.
However, this turned out to be false. A court filing in 2020 from the FBI suggested a different story. According to the report, Big Law was likely killed in 2019 by the Mexican Gulf Cartel while he was sitting in his car. The FBI learned this from a Black Disciples member who was cooperating with them after a 2018 drug and gun arrest. The informant said that Kenneth Heat Brown, Big Law's second-in-command and eventual successor, talked about the killing. Heat, who was in the car during the shooting, claimed it happened because part of a shipment of drugs and guns from the cartel had gone missing. The cartel blamed Big Law and demanded nearly $500,000 to cover the loss. The situation became even worse for Heat when police found 13 kilograms of cocaine in a storage unit connected to him. This put him under pressure from both law enforcement and possibly the cartel. It shows how dangerous it can be when things go wrong in such high-stakes criminal networks, especially with the cartel. Now we move on from Big Law to his son, Lil Law, who created Lamron in 2007. Prior to the name Lamron, the set was known as 64th and Normal, which was started in the late 1980s by Robert Allen, also known as Prince Oldtimer Beto. Prince Oldtimer was one of the original members involved in the early formation of the Black Disciples, helping to shape the gang's structure. As one of the originals, Prince Oldtimer played a key role in solidifying the gang's presence and establishing the codes and practices that would define the Black Disciples for years to come. Lil Law, Big Law's son and the creator of the new Lamron, is also Prince.
Now this right here, this is Lil Law. This is Big Law. That's his son. And this is Lil Law they talk about right
Oldtimer Beto's great nephew through his mother's side of the family. Although Lil Law is often viewed as the leader of Lamron, that isn't entirely accurate. While members respect and look up to him, the gang doesn't have one central leader. Instead, a group of influential members, like Lil Law, Lil Durk, Lil Reese, Lil Varney, Chief Wook, Twin, and others, hold significant sway, but there is no singular figure who controls the gang. The idea of one dictator running the gang is a misconception.
Y'all hit the like button, man. Then we got I got some newer pictures too. We got this is the most recent picture of Lil Law right here.
Empower your students to be more.
Yeah, this is the most recent picture of Lil Law right there for y'all who I'm trying to get y'all familiar.
Prince Oldtimer Beto is now deceased, and much of his family has passed away as well. Lil Rob from Lamron, whose real name was Robert Allen Jr., was killed on June 13, 2013, allegedly by members from 051 Young Money. Rob was only 19 years of age and was one of the original members of the new Lamron. He was close with Durk, Lil Mo, Nusky, Frito, Ball Out, and others. Lil Rob was the grandson of Prince Oldtimer, which is why he was also known by the nickname Beto. After his death, Lamron adopted the name Beto Gang in his honor. Lil Durk, who was very close to Lil Rob, referred to him as his shooter back when he was alive. Lil Rob was a highly respected and loved member. Many of the members strongly claim Beto Gang in his honor. Lil Rob was frequently mocked by rival factions, with various diss tracks targeting him. In Andrilla's song 51 Dead Ops, he raps about Lil Rob's death, saying, Lil Rob got hit on the 4, left him on normal leaking on the floor. Similarly, Lil Mark made reference to him in his popular track No Competition. Other artists, including J-Mane from Jaro City and King Lil J from STL, Fifth Ward, have also mocked Lil Rob in songs. Another interesting fact is that Lil Rob's father, also named Robert Allen Jr., was a police informant. He admitted that he was responsible for selling 220 pounds of crack in the area of 64th, Normal between September 1996 and August 1998, and agreed to testify against other members, from a life sentence to 20 years, in May 1999. Robert...
Nigga, it said 220 pounds of crack? Yeah, I bet you that nigga did tell.
Allen Jr. and another high-ranking BD, Charles Jackson, had helped authorities identify voices in tapped cell phone calls, which led to the next raid in December 1999. Back to Lil Law. Not too long after he created Lamron, he got locked up. On May 29, 2009, he was arrested and charged for attempted murder, and after spending 2 years in Cook County, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Lil Durk has mentioned Lil Law in several songs. In the song, Started From, a song released with the 7220 Deluxe album in March 2022, he even stated that he tried to take Lil Law's case for him. He rapped, "I was 17, I was trying to take Lil Law's case for him. Daddy was doing life, I couldn't sit outside and wait for him." In the song, 2-5, he also rapped about how he took care of Lil Law's kids. He rapped, "Lil Law daughter, Lil Charles son, I love them kids, and I gave them what they wanted when no one did." Obviously, Lil Durk and other Lamron members looked up to Lil Law heavily. Lil Law, who also claims MTV 079, has cases dating back to 2007. He had been active for a long time before he got arrested for the attempted murder. In late February 2022, Lil Law was released back into the free world after serving 13 of the 15 years he got. MTV 079 and Lamron have multiple members who claim both sets. In an interview, Lil Charles from Lamron, MTV 079 explained that they made 79th really hot, meaning the police presence increased due to them committing crimes, so they instead started hanging out on Lamron with the people they were close with. Lil Charles, Lil Law, OTF Jam and Trey Savage are members who claim both MTV 079 and Lamron. Even Lil Law from MTV was close with Lamron. However, the relationship between the gangs shattered in the summer of 2014 when Lil Durk was allegedly robbed by MTV, which was revealed by Capo from Lamron, NLMB, Front Street on Twitter. This was during the time when GBE and OTF were beefing, which we will come to later. In the tweet, Capo wrote, "I know a rapper from around the way that got his gun taken by brain-dead MTV dudes. He's y'all favorite rapper from Coke Boys. Laugh out loud, he knows who." The reason for this is probably due to the fact that Brain Dead and Cuckoo Gang had tight relations with Capo from Lamron, NLMB, Front Street. Members like Benji Glow and Red Chapo from Lamron, Brain Dead, MTV, who also was close with Chief Keef and the rest of GBE, were close friends with Capo and therefore took GBE's side in the beef with Lil Durk and OTF. They also claimed Cuckoo Glow. However, Boona from Lamron, Brain Dead took Lil Durk's side in the beef, which is probably a factor to why Durk loves him. However, this touches on the broader conflict between OTF and GBE, and now I feel that I am jumping too far ahead in the story. This will be explained in detail later on in the video.
Them niggas took Lil Durk gun. Robbed that nigga. Boony. We all know who Boony is. Durk always talk about Boony all the time, you know?
Two other font figures and original members of Lamron are Lil Varney, also known as The Muscle, and Chief Wook, also known as Wagadoog. Varney and Chief Wook, who are brothers, are the sons of Varney Voker, one of the so-called Bentley twins. His twin brother's name is Varma. Varney and Varma grew up in the 16-story Calumet building, also called Randolph Tower or the Castle, which was demolished in the mid-2000s at a young age. The twins quickly rose in
Do y'all understand? Now y'all seeing, now y'all understanding that when we watch Mama Duck, she say, we grew up in the Calumet buildings. So all these people, they parents done rub shoulders with each other. These people parents done rub shoulders. If y'all all stayed in a project, y'all gotta know of each other or something, my nigga. You get what I'm saying? Calumet, whether it be BDs or GDs, they all came from over there. When they tore that down, that's what created the divides, you know?
Prominence within the gang and gained the nickname Bentley Twins due to their love for luxury cars, specifically Bentleys. They were also known as the BD Twins because of their strong affiliation with the Black
For all y'all don't know, it's the BD Twins. That's they pops, nigga.
Disciples. The Twins was a part of the BD drug empire under Marvel Thompson. They were real hustlers. If it was a way to make money from something, they did it. For example, the twins allegedly used some of their drug profits to buy a nightclub in Atlanta. The Voker twins renamed it Club 2 Wins and made payments of $20,000 every 3 weeks in cash until they had paid about $180,000. Back in the 80s, 90s and early 2000s, the Black Disciples ran a business that was the envy of Chicago's underground economy. The Southside Gang's distribution network for heroin and crack cocaine brought in as much as $300 a day. Its drug-selling territory was divided into clearly defined franchises. Gang members paid dues and taxes for the right to sell drugs. There was even an annual company picnic. The Calumet building, also known as the Randolph Towers or the Castle, which we talked about earlier, was a prominent high-rise in Chicago, part of the Southside public housing complexes and one of the headquarters for the BDs. However, it was distinct from the Robert Taylor homes, which served as the primary headquarters of the BDs for much of their history. The Calumet building was a 16-story public housing high-rise in the same general area, and it was also a hub for...
That shit divided from my understanding. You know, I'm not from there. I'm from the outside looking in, JP. But it divided y'all city. If they would have left the projects there, it kind of seemed like it probably wouldn't be that much like war and shit in there. If they would have left the projects up.
Black Disciples and other affiliated gang members, like the Robert Taylor homes. The Calumet building was demolished in the early to mid-2000s as part of Chicago's efforts to dismantle public housing and reduce concentrated poverty. So, while the Calumet building was significant to the gang's operations, the Robert Taylor homes are more often referred to as the BD's main headquarters. Many of the famous members we know today grew up in these homes, which we will come to later. I've always thought they ran things the way IBM should have, said Jonathan King, a former U.S. attorney who prosecuted the Gangster Disciples, rivals of the Black Disciples. He explained that the Gangster Disciples were skilled at assigning the right people to the right roles and finding legal businesses to hide their drug money. They were very organized and efficient. Many of these people could have been successful business leaders if they had chosen legal work instead of running a drug cartel. Both the Gangster Disciples and the Black Disciples were structured like a pyramid, with a CEO-style leader at the top. Each gang had a board of directors that held meetings. They also had middle managers to oversee drug sales and enforcers to punish members and collect fines. Punishments, or violations, were often physical and much harsher than any punishment in the corporate world. While leaders made a lot of money, the lower-level members selling drugs on the streets earned about the...
It also seemed like in them days, JP, it seemed like most of the people, it was about the money, man. It was about the money. Like, it was about some, you might have to get your hands dirty, jump in there, but it seemed like it was mostly about, that paper, man. You know what I'm talking about?
The same as minimum wage, according to researchers. Andrew Papachristos, a sociologist, said most Black Disciples are like the fry cooks at McDonald's. Only about 40 to 50 members held leadership positions and made significant money. They're not all driving fancy cars. Most of them aren't making big money, he said. Both gangs had rules and offered some benefits. Arrested members could count on the gang to pay for lawyers and bail. The gangs also often paid for funerals and sometimes supported families of members who were killed or jailed. Like big businesses, there was also a glass ceiling. About 30% of Black Disciples in some parts of Chicago were women, but they rarely rose to leadership positions. The corporate gang structure started in the 1980s when manufacturing jobs disappeared from inner cities, and crack cocaine became widespread. Crack created a booming drug market that was much larger than the markets for marijuana or other drugs. Members also paid regular monthly dues of about $20, along with political dues of as much as $25 a month back in the mid-1990s, which added up to more than $15 million, a sizable chunk of the gang's estimated $100 million in annual revenue. The Black Disciples owned businesses as well. Donald G. Hahn, the gang's third in command, also played entrepreneur, forming D.B.T. Construction Incorporated. In 1999, the initials stood for Distinguished Black Tradesman. Likewise, Black Disciple leader Marvel Thompson, who held the title King, was interested in the construction business, incorporating Royal Improvement Limited. In 1993, Royal Improvement and D.B.T. Construction was involuntarily dissolved by the state in 2002. Thompson also owned a rap record label and a recording studio known as M.O.B. Records Incorporated. The studio in Englewood produced a hit song, The Cha-Cha Slide, which was performed by Chicago DJ Casper. The May 2004 federal raid targeting the Black Disciples was the culmination of years of careful investigation and strategic infiltration into the gang's operations. The raid dismantled the leadership of a drug empire that generated millions annually and was orchestrated with the precision of a corporate entity. Key meetings of the gang's board members took place at a construction company office on 69th and Halstead, a location that became a focal point of law enforcement surveillance. The raid resulted in the arrest of 42 individuals, including influential figures such as Marvel Thompson and the Voker twins, Varney and Varma, striking at the heart of the gang's hierarchy. The operation's success hinged on the testimonies of informants who had intimate knowledge of the gang's inner workings. Among them was a former board member who controlled a significant stretch of BD territory before flipping to assist law enforcement after being sentenced in 1997. Another informant, the estranged wife of Varney Voker, provided key information after receiving death threats from her husband, while others contributed detailed accounts of meetings, drug transactions, and violent enforcement tactics. One informant, who had defected from the traveling vice lords to the BDs and then back again, offered a particularly vivid story. After being shot 21 times by the BDs for asserting control over drug territory, he eventually reconciled with the gang and was formally blessed at Victor Herbert Park, a BD meeting location at 2100 W. Monroe. The May 2004 raid was a decisive moment in the battle against Chicago's organized gang activity, showcasing the effectiveness of insider testimony and collaborative law enforcement. Yet it also revealed the deep-rooted challenges of addressing systemic violence, as the void left by the Black Disciples' leadership only paved the way for new cycles of conflict and instability. Victor Herbert Park, once a symbol of gang unity and authority, stood as a reminder of a fleeting era of centralized power in Chicago's gangland, now fractured into smaller, more chaotic entities. The raid's immediate impact was the arrest and conviction of many top leaders, including Marvel Thompson, who initially received a 45-year sentence, later reduced in 2020. However, the raid also left a power vacuum, leading to smaller, disorganized factions vying for control. The violence that followed underscored the difficulty of eradicating entrenched criminal networks. Informants, often driven to cooperate by fear, survival instincts, or the hope for leniency, played a critical role in this takedown but faced enduring threats and social stigma as a result. The BD twins reportedly had their sentences significantly reduced, allegedly due to cooperation with authorities, similar to other defendants in the case. Following their legal troubles, they turned to religion, finding guidance and support through Pastor Corey Brooks, a well-known spiritual leader on Chicago's South Side. Today, they are said to focus on legitimate business ventures, owning shops, doing podcasts, doing lawful means of earning a living.
No, not yet.
Town Hall 17 and Clash of Clans is now available on both mobile and PC.
They just put out about him and about the history of Lamron. That's why you see it on there 64th and Normal. It's really Normal, but they call it Lamron. So this is like the history. This is just part one. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch more to go. Niggas say Charleston White got killed.
Pastor Corey B. Brooks is a prominent leader and Republican, dedicated to combating violence and uplifting communities on Chicago's South Side. He serves as the founder and senior pastor of New Beginnings Church of Chicago and leads Project H.O.O.D., helping others obtain destiny. Communities Development Corporation is its CEO. His educational background includes studies at Ball State University, the University of Florida, Dallas Theological Seminary, and Grace Theological Seminary, shaping his commitment to transformative community leadership. Pastor Corey Brooks became a notable religious leader on Chicago's South Side in late 2011. Following the funeral of Tutu, a member of Jarrow City who was tragically killed by Cide and Rondo No. 9 from 600 in an alley located on STL/EBT territory on November 10, 2011. Tutu was a killer himself. He had killed Jizzle from Squirt Town, Brick City in September 2011, together with Lil B from STL/EBT. They killed him because Jizzle had killed Tutu's uncle, Dante, in 2005. Tutu's parents did not want to have the funeral at Pastor Corey's church because they were afraid of the violence that might occur, but Corey assured them that nothing would happen. However, tragically, something happened. On that day, 600 slid on Tutu's funeral and a shootout happened. Bite Down, Manny, Rondo No. 9, and Tutu's alleged killer, Cide, all hopped out shooting. People ran in panic, but it was mostly innocent families in the crowd. The 600 members bailed out pretty quickly from the scene. It was over in just seconds. Since 600 released, it was mostly females running around in panic. Thankfully, no one got shot or killed.
That's crazy work right there. Crazy work. Daniel.
Following the shooting, the funeral was eventually able to proceed under heavy police presence, with officers surrounding the church to ensure safety. Reflecting on that day, Pastor Corey Brooks recounted an unforgettable moment. At the end of the funeral, I felt an undeniable nudge from God, compelling me to address the presence of illegal guns brought into the church by young men. I stood up and made an announcement. Listen, I want you to turn your guns in. We're going to do a gun turn in today. I said a prayer and made an appeal for those illegal guns to be surrendered. On that day, 4 guns were turned in, 2 of which were FBG Bida's 2 favorite guns, which he stated in an interview. Following the incident, Pastor Corey Brooks took a dramatic step to raise awareness about the pressing issues faced by Chicago's South Side. He began living on the rooftop of a building across the street from O Block, earning him the title of the Rooftop Pastor. This bold move symbolized his commitment to drawing attention to the violence, poverty, and systemic challenges affecting the community. In total, the pastor has spent over a year on the rooftop and received donations to create a community center designed to provide opportunities to his community.
What up, G?
Quick question. Have you heard about Blueify Wireless? It's simply unlimited plan, cost only $80 a month.
Make sure y'all double tapping the screen for me and subscribe if y'all ain't subscribed, man. We on this dirt documentary right now, part 1.
Back to the Calumet buildings, or 6,217 buildings, which was one of the Black Disciples' headquarters, and where many famous BDs we know today grew up. Here is a list of individuals who grew up in the Calumet buildings. Melly from 051 Young Money.
Melly from 051 Young Money. We know Melly is the person who's allegedly unalived Newski, but Melly is not a rapper though. You know what I'm saying?
Whose stepfather Fido was a high-ranking kingpin BD. Lil Varney, Chief Wook, All Out, T, Slick and Lil Reese from Lamron, Blessed His Ass, C-Day, and E-Day from 600, and Lil B from EBT, who was originally from Tim. J-Main, Skinny and Turvo from Jaro City also grew up there. Notably, Jaro City was once BD territory, known as Dark Side, after BDs from the Calumet buildings took over the area. This changed when King Scan, a BD king before the building raids, made them give it back since he had friends in Dark Side. King Scan, currently serving a 25-year sentence set to end in 2025, is the father of Lil Scan from Maitre Mob, Evans Mob, one of the few BDs in that set, and another son in Jaro City. An interesting fact is that Chief Keef's father, Big F, is a BD from Dark Side, Jaro City. In the song The Talk, Keef references this, rapping, "My pop's from the other side, dude, F him too." To add even more to the list of people who grew up in the Calumet buildings, Capo, Duwop and Mineski from NLMB, Cortez, Courtney, Moneyman and Face from Timp, Ty from YMB, after whom Timp is named, Frito Santana and Blood Money from Front Street, Poo Poo from SMB, Chicken, So I See, Wee Wee from EBT, and Bruh Bruh from DHF 46, O Block.
sure y'all double tapping the screen, man. Shit.
Her name. I've been following the drill scene since 2012, and I remember when Jesse Law's situation went viral, with people across Twitter labeling him a snitch. In my opinion, though it may not matter, I don't believe he snitched. He was forced to testify under threat of jail time, and when he took the stand, he said he didn't see anything. However, some argue that just agreeing to take the stand is enough to be labeled a snitch, since they believe there's always a choice not to cooperate and take jail time instead. Incidents like these, and the fact that Lamron still hangs out with alleged snitches, is why Lil Durk, Varney, Twin, Wook have recently distanced themselves from Lamron and instead started hanging out more with Tay-Town with Diddy. We will talk more about this later in the story. Billups, as we talked about, was a very beloved member and was close with Lil Durk and Lil Reese. He was only 20 years old when he was shot and killed. Immediately after the murder, Jesse Law from Lamron tweeted, "This is crazy, R.I.P. Billups." In order for you to understand more about Lamron and its history, you also need to know its members. You've already gotten to know some of them and we just went into more detail about OJ and Jesse Law. But there are more interesting figures. One of the more famous members is OTF Twin from Lamron. He is the brother of Fresh from Lamron. A tall and big dude. He's very close with Lil Durk and is one of his shooters. He's a killer and drug dealer as he himself has stated. Lil Durk mentioned him in the song 2.5 where he rapped, "And you know what Twin doing? Riding around with that 100 shots on that 20-block perimeter trying to look for ops." Twin got multiple arrests dating back to 2009 and is a front figure for Lamron. In 2010 and again in 2011, Twin faced charges for unlawful use of a weapon. Following his second arrest, he served over a year in jail. Twin have actually dropped a song called Big 300 Intro, which was released in February 2021 on Lil Durk's channel. In the song, which is the only track ever dropped, he rapped, "When I lost Lil Harvey, I was out here stretching shit. Lil Mo was a problem. I was right there next to him." Lil Harvey was a member from Lamron who was killed in December 2008, which we talked about earlier. And Lil Mo was a member from Lamron who was killed in July 2009, which we will come to later. Twin is rumored to have bodies under his belt. In July 2008, OTF Twin allegedly killed Thomas from No Love City, M.O.E., allegedly together with Rio from Lamron. And in May 2010, he allegedly killed another man named Thomas, who was from D-Block, today known as Brick Squad, allegedly together with Lil Reese from Lamron. Thomas was the cousin of Killa Kells, which is the reason why Killa Kells, who used to claim Lamron, switched up and joined Brick Squad. Killa Kells even claims that he's one of the creators of Lamron, but probably means that he's one of the originals, which is true. We will go deeper into all of this later in the video. Another front figure, and actually one of the creators of Lamron and 300, together with Lil Law, is Rio, also known as Mr. 300, who I previously mentioned. Rio has a significant history of legal troubles. His record includes a robbery conviction in 2006 and charges for aggravated unlawful use of a weapon in 2008. In 2010, he was arrested alongside Boony Mo, associated with Lamron/BBG/Terror Dome, for the attempted murder of 3 police officers. The incident occurred on September 1st, 2010. During a raid by a team of 14 officers executing a search warrant for weapons at Boony Mo's residence. The officers, approaching from the rear, loudly identified themselves and announced the warrant. During the approach, a gunshot was fired from inside the house, shattering the glass security door and injuring 3 officers, including Officer James Gucci, Lieutenant Glenn Evans, and Officer Michael St. Clair. Following the gunfire, the officers retreated and established a perimeter around the house. They contacted someone inside, instructing all occupants to exit 88th Street for drive.
Google AI helps you find your best customers by optimizing your campaigns in real time. Just
for driving violations, including failure to signal, driving with a suspended license, and lacking valid insurance. Police claim that pre-recorded funds used in the controlled buys were found in Boony's possession at the time of the arrest. Boony was sentenced to 2 years in state prison and was released on parole in June 2022. Boony Mo's arrest and charges were no surprise to many familiar with his history, as he has been a known figure in drug trafficking for over a decade. His reputation for making significant money through these activities extended beyond his own set, working with others like 600, which is the reason why 600 Breezy gave him shout-out. Boony Mo shares a close relationship with Lil Durk, who is openly referred to him as the only member from Lamron he considers a big brother. However, this claim isn't entirely consistent, as Durk has also referred to others from Lamron, like Twin, Lil Law, and Lil Steve, as his big brothers in different contexts. An interesting aspect of the Rio and Boony Mo case is the dynamic of their relationship. Boony Mo reportedly gave orders to Rio, rather than the other way around, a significant detail considering Rio's status as one of Lamron's founders and the originator of the 300 movement. This underscores the level of respect and influence Boony commanded both then and now. Recently, after both Rio and Boony were released from prison, tension emerged between them on social media. Initially, their interactions were positive, with Boony showing support for Rio's return, even sharing moments together on FaceTime. However, things took a turn after Rio appeared on DJ UTV alongside Chubbs and Lil Steve, where he claimed that Boony's family cooperated with authorities against him, a statement supported by case details. This sparked a public exchange on Instagram. Boony Mo posted 3 stories, saying, "Stand on them words, on Pluto." The man had a note in his back pocket on sentencing, saying he's sorry. "Talking about my family, the pig, DJ UTV here I come." Rio responded with his own Instagram story, writing, "You can't come back to your hood, huh?" Referencing King Von's song All These Dudes featuring Lil Durk. Boony Mo is still very close with Lil Durk, as is Rio. Lil Durk has mentioned them both in multiple songs, and I don't think that Durk has chosen a side in this dispute, since it's not that serious.
And that's it on that. Yeah, this shit is sad. It's sad, man, for a nigga to do that and like to fuck up your shit like that, dog. Like, it's crazy, my nigga. So that was just the first part. The second part ain't out yet. That's explaining what the Lamron and the 60 what it stand for, the normal and all that, you know. Free Durk, man. Free Durk, man. That's all I'm gonna say is free Durky, yo. But we gonna get into this little we gotta get into the Diddy shit real fast. Cause it seemed like them motherfucking feds is on that nigga is on Diddy's son now all of a sudden, man. So, we gotta get on the Diddy now, you know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody. Make sure y'all double tapping the screen for me, man. Free Durky, yo, man. Free Durky. Free all of them, man. Even though they did wrong, man. Everybody make mistakes in life. Everybody need a second chance, man. So right now, we gonna get on this motherfucking baby oil Diddy, man. We can call that nigga baby oil Diddy, man. Baby oil fucking Diddy, man. We gonna see what they gotta say, what they trying to do to his son, man, on this sidebar. Yeah, hold on real fast. Let me get this shit queued up, right? All right. This shit up off the screen, baby. Yeah, hold on. Bear with me. Flip this around.
Legal papers in connection with his own sexual assault lawsuit. We're going to break down what this could mean right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. Jesse Weber. All right, so we have an interesting update for you in the Sean Combs, Christian Combs saga. The timing of it's interesting. That's what we're going to talk about. I have a great guest to join me in a minute, and we'll talk all about that. But what's happening is In Touch is reporting that Christian Combs, Sean Combs' son, was served with legal paperwork at his father's Miami mansion. And you know, that was the property that was raided by federal authorities earlier this year before Sean Combs was arrested on sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution charges. By the way, that Miami mansion seemed to be the same property by which Sean Combs' legal team was saying, that's where we're proposing Sean Combs stay on home confinement if he's granted bail. Now, the current judge overseeing this case, Judge Arun Subramanian, said no, Miami's not going to work. If he's going to do home confinement, it has to be in New York. But it didn't really matter because at the end of the day, Judge Subramanian denied Sean Combs bail. That was the third time that Sean Combs had actually been denied bail in total. Now, going back to this legal paperwork that Christian Combs was served, according to In Touch, this came from Grace O'Markey. This is somebody we've spoken about before here on Sidebar. She was the one who filed a lawsuit against Christian earlier this year. And we remember that O'Markey's civil lawsuit accuses Christian of assault, battery, sexual assault, intentional infliction of emotional distress for an alleged incident that happened on Sean Combs' yacht back in 2022. And I'm going to talk about the timing of the service of these papers in a second. But first, I want to recap this lawsuit for you. So according to the civil complaint, O'Markey, 25 years old at the time this happened, or allegedly happened, says that she was working as a steward on the yacht that Sean Combs had rented or chartered. And she was in charge of providing food and drinks for a 12-hour period. And she actually said that she believes the alcohol on that yacht had been laced with drugs because she says that women would have one drink and then almost immediately pass out or start falling over. And again, that is very consistent with allegations that have been made before against Sean Combs. In fact, she described what she thought would be a wholesome family excursion to what she describes as a hedonistic environment. Now, going back to Christian Combs, O'Markey says that Christian, he'd been staying at a villa on the shore, but then he would come onto the yacht in the evenings to party and have a good time. And now we focus on December 28th, 2022. She says that Christian reportedly arrives on that yacht very intoxicated and then pressures her to take shots of tequila. She says that she did, that Christian allegedly tried to get her to drink more, and she tried to get her to drink more in the yacht's makeshift recording studio. And that's important, and I'll explain why in a second. The complaint reads, at this point, defendant C. Combs violently grabbed plaintiff's arm and began hurting her. He pulled plaintiff to the seat beside him and prevented her from getting up. And she says from there, she claims from there, that Christian allegedly kisses her neck and face as he gropes her legs, her breasts, her private areas. And according to her, she reportedly tells Christian, quote, excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that. Now, remember where I said this was happening, this recording studio? Well, the alleged assault was reportedly witnessed by Lil Rob Jones. This is a music producer who had apparently accompanied Combs basically everywhere for a year while they were working on Combs' latest album, Love, Off the Grid. And we remember that Rodney Jones has filed his own separate lawsuit against Sean Combs and others. And he was saying that he was in this recording studio when this was going on, when Christian and O'Markey were there. And he might even have some audio that was recorded of this interaction. And as I said at the time when we first broke down this lawsuit, that is key evidence if they really have that. Now, O'Markey says this is what happened next. She says she tried to go back to work, but Christian ends up finding her and wants her to find him a place to sleep for the night in the yacht. So she takes him to the cinema room of the yacht. And that is when she claims Christian stopped her from leaving, groped her, took off all of his clothes, and tried to force her to perform oral sex on him. Now, she says she was allegedly able to fight him off. Someone walks into the room, and then she was able to leave. And she said when she reported this to the captain, according to her, the captain berates her. And she alleges that the captain may have even been paid off by Sean Combs to keep quiet about what happened. Wow. And I will tell you, what's really interesting about this complaint, embedded in the complaint are photographs that purport to be O'Markey's arms with bruises on them. And that is really interesting. You don't usually see that in a complaint like this. Now, she's not only suing Christian Combs, like I mentioned before, for all those different causes of action, but she is also suing Sean Combs, too. You see, Sean Combs is named as a defendant because she accuses him of aiding and abetting Christian's behavior, as well as having premises liability because he was the leaseholder of the yacht. Premises liability means that you have a duty to keep people on your property safe from injury, so she's seeking unspecified damages in this suit against both of them. Hey, so I want to quickly thank Upside for sponsoring this episode of Sidebar. They help us to bring this story to you. And here's the kicker. They still have a special Black Friday promotion going on. And Upside's great if you don't know what it is. It's a free app that gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas, groceries. Defendants in high-profile cases. Good to see you once again. So I don't think we've had a chance to talk about this lawsuit. And now that the news is reporting that Christian has been served with papers here, why is that significant?
Well, it's significant because anytime that they have the opportunity to continue to remind the public of the malfeasance of Diddy, of Diddy's son, of anything related to sexually inappropriate behavior, sexual assault, it helps. It helps the government continue to, lay out the narrative of how bad Diddy was, how bad Diddy's son was. So I think it's consistent with, what they've been doing. putting it out there and really destroying his character. I'm not saying that he didn't do anything to deserve it. I'm saying it's consistent with what they're doing, whether it's the government or the lawyers that are suing him civilly.
Sure. I think I meant more in terms of the service of the papers. Serving of the papers, that's a requirement in a litigation, right? So now this is a real
Yes.
moment where he has to respond. This is not just a filing. This is the next step once he's actually served papers. And he served, by the way, as I mentioned, at his father's Miami mansion.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fit?
And the feds come right back. They pick up your daddy and them motherfucking laws come right back, didn't they? God damn.
Right. So when there's a civil suit filed, then it's filed, and then eventually you're right. Then it has to be served, and there's certain requirements, and after you get served, you have a certain number of days to respond. I can't remember the last time that a defendant being served even made the news, which goes to show the type of case that this is. It's not newsworthy that he got served, but this is the only case that I've seen that. But this case continues to come back, and it seems like if the public isn't getting tired of it. So it's rare to see that even the service makes the news.
I got to tell you, one of the things that's interesting about this is I couldn't tell at first, was this new news? Because we talked about her filing this complaint against him, this lawsuit against him months ago, I believe in April. But now we look at the docket and it says that on November 19th, 2024, there was proof of service by posting. This was filed by Grace O'Markey. And also on November 19th, 2024, it says proof of service by posting filed by Grace O'Markey as to Christian Combs, the defendant. And then it talks about the service costs and it talks about the mailing date. The mailing date was apparently October 23rd, 2024. So what's interesting about that is, and again, if I'm reading it correctly, isn't that a long period of time between filing and proof of service? Unless I'm missing something.
It is, but there are situations where people could be evading service. You can't find them, and what you really want is personal service. And posting basically means that they literally did that. They posted the lawsuit, and there's some states that allow for posting. There's some states that allow for substitute service, and there's some states that allow for posting only after you've made certain requisite attempts. So it's very possible that they had been trying to personally serve them. They gave up, and then they went ahead and posted it. It is rare to see that many months pass, but you have multiple defendants in this case, and I believe that they filed it. It was in the media. They're working on it, so it isn't completely that rare to see this many months pass. When you're dealing with celebrity clients, you're dealing with clients that have a layer of security that prohibits you from actually serving them like you would a regular person.
And by the way, I can't confirm this in any way. If there was difficulty in serving him because of something Christian Combs did, right? I want to be very clear. I'm just assuming, I'm making the allegation. I'm not saying he did this, but if he created a difficulty in service, typically speaking, whether it's him or any defendant in a civil case, does that hurt them? Does that hurt them in the case?
Well, I mean, hurt them in the sense that, anytime that it looks like you're evading service, it hurts how the public views you, because it feels like if you're not, facing up.
Hey, you see how when you got money, dog, like you can diffuse shit. Like that's why I said some people use that money as power, man. Like they use that money as like. They don't use it to take care of their family. They use it to cover up their tracks from the dirty and the devilish shit that they be doing, man. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like, if you was doing shit like this, Diddy, why involve your son? Like, why even let that nigga go to this shit like this, bro? If you know, like, but see, this the thing. He didn't know. He felt like because of the amount of money and he got that equals power and that he was never gonna get caught, man. Like that's wild, fool. That's a fucked up way of thinking. People with money live by different rules, man. We just looked at the Drake situation with XXXTentacion when I ran the live on that. Like, they covered it up for him, too. People with them large amounts of money, man, they be covering up shit for them like it ain't nothing. Drake should be on the stand. The judge didn't even let Drake hit the stand because he's Drake. Or whatever power he got, illuminated power that he has, that he didn't have to hit the stand, but he got questioned. My nigga, if you get questioned by the authorities and they choose to motherfucking make you take the stand, if I say as a lawyer that I want him to take the stand, that it should be he hit the stand. It shouldn't be that, oh man, the judge just ruled it out. No, he's not even a part. What? Now that the old guy is appealing, Drake, you're gonna have to take the stand now. That's crazy, fool. You have to take the stand now, Drake. So
up to the lawsuit, and in the eyes of the judge, Drake, they can look and be like,
that Drake, you were beefing with XXXTentacion, bro. The nigga wrote a text and said that if I end up unalive, nigga, that Drake did it. That's what he said. That Drake did it. Why would he even just play like that? We talking about XXXTentacion. Yeah, he's a singing, talented nigga, but bro, the nigga is not he been to jail before, bro. He ain't no rat ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, R.I.P. to XXXTentacion, man.
This guy's, in the affidavit for the process server, it will detail the attempts to serve and what occurred. So if you have someone that's fighting with a process server, not opening the door, which is situations that I've had in my career, yeah, that goes in an affidavit. And when the judge reads it, the judge already knows that you're not acting professionally, you're not dealing with things the way that you should. So yeah, it could in the case, but as we all know, anything can affect the way a judge views you.
Right. And again, I want to make this abundantly clear. I'm not saying he did that in any way. I'm not saying he made it difficult to serve the papers. It's just, if I'm looking at the docket, I'm thinking when the lawsuit was filed, that time difference is something that's interesting. So now I want to ask you about the case. I want to ask you about her lawsuit. I mentioned it before. I described it before. What stands out to you? Do you think it's a strong case against Christian Combs?
I think it is a strong case because you have witnesses. You have an audio recording of him actually telling her to take shots, and they put the transcription of what is in the audio, and then it goes in conjunction with this criminal indictment of his father and the similarities. So it's not just the isolated allegations that Diddy's son did this. It's in conjunction with he's sitting in a jail cell charged with all these other crimes. So I think it is a strong case, and what it shows, what the complaint is illustrating is this completely out of control party on a super yacht, including various celebrities, that when you read it, it kind of rings true. I mean, when you read it, it doesn't come off as being something that's completely unbelievable. You have to take into consideration that someone like Diddy that's been living this type of lifestyle for a long time, and then you have his 25-year-old son that maybe just, acting like a 25-year-old, but a 25-year-old that's had no control in his life, that doesn't know what boundaries are, or, what the appropriate parameters.
Hold on, boy.
This was me, struggling to keep up with posting consistently on YouTube and getting less views than normal, until I found spot.
Parameters between a man and a woman are, because when you read it, the way it describes he was acting is completely inappropriate, and there's going to be a lot of witnesses, people that worked on that yacht. We're talking about, I don't know how many, 20, 30 crew members, I don't know how many people are on a super yacht, but there's plenty of witnesses and audio recordings, and I think it is a strong case against his son.
Look, what you said, these are allegations against Christian Combs. We don't know the full story. We don't know if these are true. Right. I will tell you, I thought was interesting, embedded in the complaint were these pictures of what appear to be, or what is purported to be, Omarky's arms with what appear to be bruises on them. And I'm curious what you made of that. Is it typical to include that in a complaint, to include actual photos of the alleged abuse?
I was going to mention that because I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen it in the actual complaint. I've seen it like exhibit attached to the end of the complaint. They just put it straight.
See, this ain't like that shit with the Diddy shit where you can call the 1-800 Diddy line if you got molested, nigga. They got pictures, boy. Boy, your ass, boy, you and your son, boy, is in a heap of trouble, bro. He may not be as much trouble as you is, but
in the complaint in picture format.
Then what's crazy is he was using the liquor, making them drink. Ain't that what the people said in them parties? They fucked up. They took that drink and it was over with. Boy, you steady using that liquor, boy.
And I think if I had to guess, it's just because of the high profile nature of this case, and the fact that the plaintiff's lawyers know that the complaint itself is news. So that complaint is going to get circulated, and you know what? We're going to make it easy for you. We're going to give you the pictures. We're going to spoon feed you the evidence in the complaint that to make it easier for the viewing public, which is consistent with they're kind of proving their case in the media before it even gets to the courtroom by way of pictures. And
do you think the case against Sean Combs, the fact that he's being she's suing him for premises liability, it was his yacht, he had a duty to protect, do you think that's a strong claim?
I think it is, and it's not rare to include that cause of action. At the end of the day, it was Sean Combs that put this all together. No one's saying that his son was the one that hired the super yacht. It was him. Like, he threw this event. When you throw an event of this magnitude, because it's a huge event, including a super yacht, you're under the obligation to have security, to have everything, unless you contractually gave that to the super yacht itself. It's your event. You're under the obligation to protect the people that you invite, the invitees. And apparently, from when you read it, he obviously did not. He put into place this event with alcohol, with alleged drugs, with allegedly people getting drugged. So ultimately, you're responsible if you do plan and throw an event like that.
Do you think Grace O'Markey, the plaintiff in this case, who's suing Christian Combs, could be a witness in Sean Combs' federal criminal case? Why do I say that? I'll just read you a portion of what it says in the complaint. It says, the makeup of the yacht quickly evolved from just defendant Sean Combs and his family to include a constant rotation of suspected sex workers and other A-list celebrities such as French Montana and actor Cuba Gooding Jr. So when they're mentioning these allegations of multiple sex workers and high-profile people...
See, y'all, what y'all not understanding is that when they say your name... Hey, when they say y'all name, man, boy, when they say y'all name, when they say your name, man, Angel, you, like, 9 times out of 10, being that Diddy could be getting a life sentence or something like that, you want everybody to speak. I want everybody to take the stand. When they say your name, man, they gonna put you up there, bro. Like, that's the way it's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? They speak your name and in them paperwork, like the news can say this shit. Ooh-wee.
That is consistent with what we've heard before in the indictment, right? Especially the idea of freak-offs, these coerced sexual performances with sex workers. It makes me wonder, A, do you think the government has just talked to her just to find out more information? Or B, that she could be a potential witness? Or is this not related? It's not specific enough to the current charges that Sean Combs is facing. And again, we're speculating. We don't know.
Right. It's completely related. I will be shocked if they haven't talked to her, and I will be shocked if they don't use her as a witness.
What people don't understand, Angel, is every Diddy party is not this. Like, it's not, every Diddy party is not a freak off. It's only, that's something totally different. That's like the after party after the party. You get what I'm saying? That's something totally different, man. So when you see that old list that they said, a lot of people that went to parties but did, in the opening, them parties be in the opening, the MTV Awards, BET Awards, he had parties like them. That's not what we talking about. We talking about that shit, the shindigs, nigga. We gonna call that the shindigs. You know, hey, the shindigs is something totally different. Only the weak-minded get to come to them hoes, nigga. The people he can drug, you know what I'm saying?
Witness, because I think it's consistent and it's related to the charges that he's facing. The difference between what the freak-offs that are involved in his criminal indictment and this particular event that took place on a super yacht is that the freak-offs are more private.
Hey, you say the same thing, bro. I never trusted him since Tupac, but when I seen him slap the fuck out of Drake, I'm like, maybe this nigga got a little bit gangster. Then when I started doing my work on his dad and shit, his daddy was a street guy. So I'm like, hold on, man. This nigga Diddy slapped the shit out of Drake over him stealing a song. I'm like, damn, if he slap you over something that small, just imagine what he do to somebody who really, really fuck him over. Like
this event on the super yacht, that's like well documented, a lot of witnesses. The freak offs at the end of the day, those are Diddy's people and Diddy's invitees that are in a room that are, that are having this, drug fueled orgy, etc. In this particular case, there's a lot of people that were on that boat that I don't think Diddy controls. I think that there's a lot of witnesses that he may not control, and I would be shocked if they don't use her as a witness, and if they haven't already talked to her to establish what she can add to the case. And listen, and we've already talked about that. The prosecution is doing things that
you know what else I wonder? I wonder can Cassie be a witness if she signed, what do you call them there? What you call that thing? When you sue somebody and they give you the money, but you can't talk about it on nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if she can still testify, being that she signed that thing. She said, I can't imagine all that crap he has done to. They said he might have killed Michael Jackson. Listen, man. Jamie Foxx just went to the feds. Y'all go back to my live. Y'all gonna see Jamie Foxx in the hospital bed. Y'all don't remember Jamie Foxx having the heart attack a few months ago? Nigga, he tried to say that. Nigga, he went to the feds and he blaming that shit on Diddy, fool. Remember, it was an unknown illness or some shit. Nigga, that was some shit that was unknown. Man, he trying to say that Diddy in on that shit too.
You never seen before, like going in and taking
NDA. You think if Cassie signed the NDA that she get to testify in court, because there are no interviews about Cassie talking about this subject. Period. She took her little $30 million and scat, nigga.
Pictures of his legal pads. So they're doing things in this case that I haven't seen done in other cases. So I would be shocked if they are not talking with this woman. It would be shocking too.
Can you clarify something that I really think it's important to clarify? If the government is, because again, the charges he's facing are wrapped in secrecy. We don't know all the victims. We don't know all the witnesses. We can guess who certain people are based on the way they're described. We don't know how expansive this prosecution is. Sure, they talk about it for certain time period they're looking into with certain charges, but we don't know exactly what their case is going to look like. But to make it really clear, if the government ends up not calling Rachel Murphy or doesn't call a number of the accusers who have filed lawsuits against Sean Combs or his family, does that make their claims less credible?
Okay.
Or are we saying, look...
Okay, I'm going to ask you this, Thomas, then. If she can't testify, could the authorities question her about this shit? That's my, I know you're like, man, this nigga self-made asked too many goddamn questions, man.
It's a criminal case. These are civil cases. They're different. But again, there is an overlap. And there's people out there who would expect that all of the accusers who have filed a lawsuit against Sean Combs, that they are going to play a role in the criminal case. But that I wonder if you would be saying, don't look at it that way. That would be a mistake to look at it that way.
Do you need a free, easy way?
Like, could the laws even talk to her, though? Like, could she even have a statement, not just testify, but could she even hold a statement? Could they even question her? He say they can't testify.
I don't want to quote the rules of federal civil procedure, but I believe that type of attack on a plaintiff, you weren't called as a witness in the federal case against Sean Combs. Isn't that true? I don't think that would survive an objection. I think that may be objectionable and not really probative. It's more prejudicial.
Not even from a legal point of view, but from a PR point of view. Us looking at these lawsuits.
It don't hold no water, but being that, you're right, because this is federal. I would think that the feds can override that. But she can't say nothing, so we ain't gonna, she say it's dependent on the terms of the NDA. Man, it's probably gonna be some harsh-ass terms on that $30 million. Shit, it's gonna be you hush, puppy. Hey, it's gonna be you hush, puppy. Definitely, it's gonna be, dog, you can't say shit, because we gotta sign one of those for my job. You know what I'm saying? Let me say, once it gets federal, it's a done deal. Yeah, I think that. So, just think about this, though. Just think about all them people at them parties. Probably he's an A-list celebrity, bro. Think about that he could, how many people was at that party. If you just speak up these people's names, like say, French Montana was there when this happened. He got to testify. How many Of course, the law is going to ask the people, when this happened, what famous person was there? You know what I'm saying? If I was the law, that's what I would ask. I'm going to ask what famous person was there, bro. It's going to be a list of witnesses that got to testify. But I'm talking about some shit, like, some shit that's going to be long as I-35 highway, man. Like, now, like, I'm talking about witness from people that we don't know, people that we do know, people that we didn't even expect to know. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be some shit, bro. Like, and this guy is vouching for a speedy trial because he don't want to be in jail. Which is crazy, outrage to me. It said how many people took up for the butt. God damn. Like, you had some people take up for him. You had some people that didn't. Like, bro, if you got a line, if you got a 1-800 number, and they had, what was it? They said they had all them people that called that line, and they chose, what, 100, was it, I forget the number, 200, 150 something. Bro, them are witnesses right there. That ain't even counting how many people that called the line that said that Diddy did something to him, but it didn't go through. So they just took a handful of these motherfuckers and threw it on that nigga. You know what I'm saying? This shit gonna get so crazy. You might even see President Trump have to take the stand, y'all. Hey, look, he said it. Look, he right. Hey, man, you gotta get out my goddamn mind, man. Hey, we might see President Trump on the motherfucking stand of that Diddy trial. Hey, cause he was there. He definitely in pictures at them parties. What about the J-Lo's? You know, J-Lo, she's been soft-spoken about this. She don't say nothing about this. Is it that J-Lo don't say nothing because she don't want to talk about it because she was there and it could make her look bad and fuck up her career? Or is she not saying nothing because Diddy paid her off? And Trump may help him. That may be the nigga that helped him. You goddamn right. But just imagine, bro, Trump helping this guy to get back out here and do it to the 10th power. Do this shit that he doing to the 10th power. Hey, they gonna put some stipulations in that nigga Diddy probate. Diddy is gonna have. Hey, look, it's crazy to me that Trump doesn't get called out. Yeah. Hey, look at this. Damn, what I finna say. Oh, yeah. And that nigga Diddy, if he do get released, it's gonna be some shit in his pardon package that says, Diddy, you can no longer throw any more parties or you can't be in the presence of a party. Just imagine if I was put that in Diddy package, man, for him to get released. No more parties. You better not be seen at a party or we gonna pick your bitch ass up. J-Lo turned into a felon after Puppy got shot. Definitely, some dude in her face, and he survived. Yeah, so she moving a little bit differently, dog. Like J-Lo is not talking about a BB Tata. All them pictures she was in, bitch, you was there. Hey, you was definitely there. He ain't do nothing wrong. Hey, it ain't the parties. It's not the parties, man. It's the baby oil and the horse tranquilizers. That's what Diddy was wrong at. Hey, if you don't drug people when they down to party and get freaky with them, hey, that's your preference. Let it be their choice. Motherfucker, you hit these people with horse tranquilizers, nigga, and they waking up with their mouths and bunions sore. Male and women, nigga. Ain't that something? Nigga, do you realize how much a horse weigh, motherfucker? Do y'all realize how much a horse weigh? You giving shit to the horses to calm them hoes down, nigga. Just imagine when you get that shit to a human. Night. Hey. Hey, once there was so many civil cases become federal, sort of like a Rico, like the Rico, yes, bro. Like, y'all don't understand it, man. This nigga had guns, dog. We talking about choppers. AR-15s with serial numbers engraved off of them. Not to mention that Diddy is a felony, if I'm not mistaken. What the fuck are you doing with these guns, with the serial numbers? Hey, all street dudes know what guns are used with the serial numbers engraved off of them. We call them throwaways. When you unalive somebody, you throw that bitch away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to looking at all this shit. I'm like, Diddy, what the fuck are you doing? You got security, Diddy. Nigga, you got multi-million-dollar security, Diddy. So you telling me you got choppers in the room, nigga. Now, Diddy, you know what you're looking like? You are, I'm talking about to these courts. What you are looking like, Diddy, you are looking like a sinister pimp. That's exactly what you're looking like. You're looking like a sinister pimp, bro. Like a sinister. Like the shit that, you know, the gorilla pimps. You know, the ones that beat the bitches and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what you looking like, bro. Them firearms and all that shit. What the fuck are you got these firearms for, bro? Like, you got a firearm and nigga, you got $1 million security. Oh, man, and then what's crazy is you paying these, what makes it trafficking is because, nigga, listen. I could be in Texas and have a party with some expensive people and some high dollar people. If I call up some hoes from a whole nother state, let's just say them hoes come from Florida, and I pay for their flights and they come and have sex with the people, and bro, that is human trafficking, dude. That's human trafficking right there because you made them come from a whole nother state. See, I don't think it's going to be the celebrities that's going to bury him. A lot of people said that these cases came apart because of the maids, the people that he paid to work for him, the maids, the butlers, the people that cut the grass. This nigga didn't even have the motherfucking insight to get rid of them people while he having these parties. But let me remind you, let me remind you that he ain't gonna serve the people. He ain't gonna serve these people no champagnes on the tray, nigga. He ain't finna serve them. So they gotta be there. Them the people that told on him, man. Them the people that told on him, man. I see we got a new a 301 Keek, man. This nigga is a bitch. Y'all know that? Like he's a bitch. He gonna get chopped instantly. You know, winner circle. Man, your boy put up 400 views. You want me to show you what your boy put up? Hey, let me remind you. Hey, I'm about to go into something. I'm gonna come back to reality, y'all. Y'all hold on real fast. Let me put this in precision, man. Let me put this shit in precision, man. This is what your boy did, man. This is what your boy doing, boy. This is what your boy doing, Keith. This is what your boy doing, fool. This is terrible, bro. This is terrible, and I'm just gonna leave it at that, bro. I'm just gonna leave it at that, man. He didn't push that button today, bro. He thought that he was gonna call DK, and DK was gonna push that button for him. Not today. DK was trying to rush up out of there and get off that live with you. So tell your homeboy, man, he down bad. He in the red. That's why that shit red, because he's in the red, fool. Hey. But, yeah. Y'all gotta understand, man, that this Diddy shit, bro. That nigga shouldn't be allowed to throw a party. He ain't gonna get out, fool. I'm just saying, the reason why I say he ain't gonna get out, I bet you he is live right now. He gotta recover from the storm, nigga. Hey, I've just put up about 5,000 right here. Just this little hour and 16 minutes I just put. Go tell him that. I put up about 5,000 again. Again, nigga. Hey. But yeah, man. That shit with him, man, is crazy work, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand, man. It's gonna be a list. I just don't think the celebrities gonna tell on him because they scared. This nigga got tapes. You know? This nigga got tapes, fool. This nigga got tapes, man. You know? Like, tapes, fool. Like, and that's how that's how he was blackmailing the people and shit, fool. So a lot of these celebrities I don't think the celebrities is gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the celebrities is gonna they gonna motherfucking tell on them, fool. Because you lose deals and shit. But I seen some shit where Jay-Z lost some deals. That nigga Jay-Z had shit on the table. They said that Jay-Z losing millions because of this shit. Fucking with Diddy, man. But that's all I got today, man. Like, that's all I got today, fool. Maybe back later, may not, nigga. You know. Salute to everybody. All the new subs, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Because respectful insight is what I be needing, man. Y'all definitely respectful. Come through again. All y'all that was here today, come back, man. I promise y'all, I'm going to give y'all a wrench and y'all can become a part of the Self-Made Hustle family, man. But, yeah, we gonna tap into this nigga, dog. This nigga, yeah, like having the freak out parties, that's legal. That's legal shit. Having the freak out parties is legal. But, nigga, putting horse tranquilizers in people's shit, nigga, and they waking up with their bunyola swollen and mouth swollen, pee-pee swollen, everything swollen, nigga. And they don't know what happened. Hey, man, we know what that is. We know what that means. Yeah. Salute, Angel. You know, we know what that means, man. We say Leo DiCaprio, Ellen, all fled along with Oprah. Hey, listen, all of them, bro. Listen. But this is what I'm telling y'all, dog. People like Oprah, no, them not the ones, fool. That's not the people that was there, fool. Dog, it's only weak-minded people. Like, y'all not understanding, you're not going to be able to take Pooh Shiesty to a motherfucking Diddy party, he wake up like that. That's why he don't deal with them type of people. Y'all don't remember years ago, Diddy said after Notorious Big, he's no longer signing a gangster rapper. He tried to blame it on the death of Notorious Big is why he would never sign no more gangster rappers, nigga. But nigga, you can't control them type of niggas. Them niggas, you just can't do that to them type of niggas. They ain't that way. It's only weak-minded people like singers or the rappers that, you know, how we, back in the day, we used to have the Ja Rule rappers, the rappers that rap about women on damn near every song. It's the weak-minded motherfuckers, bro. You see how many singers that he say he got, how many singers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he definitely a whole reality series. Definitely, bro. He only fuck with weak-minded people, bro. That shit didn't happen to strong-minded mother. Hey, so y'all telling me that Notorious Big was at these parties? I don't think so, fool. Because for one, Diddy didn't have that type of money and power when he was fucking with Notorious Big. Diddy didn't get that real money, that real close to billionaire money till after Notorious Big was dead. Yeah, he probably was having parties, but I don't think like this in front of him. Y'all forgot about Craig Mack. Y'all forgot about all them Black Rob. Like, these was all stars that was over there, bro. Them niggas ain't saying they seen no shit like that. Salute, Miss Sissay. They ain't saying he came out and fucked them. But then y'all also need to pay attention to Shine. Shine is telling on that nigga Diddy. And I'm going to tap into that next. We probably going to do the Shine because I want y'all to hear what this nigga Shine was saying about Diddy, fool. Like, he said that Diddy did something in that case that Shine caught that got him sent back to his country. They said that shit had something to do with him. You know what I'm saying? So, man, like, it's dog, this shit getting deeper and deeper. Then you got to understand Mace. Y'all think Mace was at them parties? F no. Mace Ben knew Diddy was a snake a long time ago. Just like Dame Dash, he told you. They blocked me out. I wasn't able to go to them parties. They were trying to break me. Jay-Z, your right-hand man Diddy, was trying to break me. Dame Dash. So I wasn't a part of the elites to get to go to them parties. Like I'm telling y'all, it's a different brand of people that get to go to these parties. The people have certain levels of money they get in these parties, bro. Dame Dash said he couldn't believe the shit. Dame Dash said that, nigga, I'm happy I'm broke. If I could have money and he say he played a little, then he didn't get what he was promised. You know what I'm saying? Like Dame Dash, he just couldn't believe that was the shit that was going on in the party. And what Dame Dash said, I always heard people come to me and say shit about him. But being that I'm a street person and that minds my business, I always tell them that it is not none of my business. You get what I'm saying? It's not none of my business, dog. Like, that's what he said. So the shit with the baby oil, it made Dame Dash get to thinking about how they always try to pass him drinks. And he's not a heavy drinker. He said, bro, I rarely drink, bro. So he said it got me to thinking that, damn, was that shit, nah, he didn't get to get everybody because they were trying to blackball Dame Dash. Jay-Z, remember Dame Dash was saying that Jay-Z went to have a meeting with the corporate people by his goddamn self. So they blocked Dame Dash out. So all that shit, that them meetings and all that them parties, he didn't get invited to none of that shit. None of it, bro, because they were trying to blackball him. That's how they do people in that industry, y'all. Like that shit crazy. And the way that Dame talked, no weed, he wasn't smoking. He was looking at the camera so serious, like, and he got to thinking, like, man, when you see shit like this, it made Dame Dash get to thinking when he did get to go to certain parties, why they was always passing him drinks and all this shit. He know he don't really drink. And was they trying to poison him or do some shit to him? See, that's what let me know that the shit with Jamie Foxx might be real. The shit that Jamie Foxx saying about Diddy, it might be real because Dame Dash is like simulating, man. He kind of threw it out there. This was before Jamie Foxx just came out and said what he said. Dame Dash did this interview like a month ago. You know what I'm saying? And he was like insinuating like them drinks, man. Them whole ass drinks, bro. This nigga trying to poison a nigga. But this been going on before Diddy and Cassie, like she say. Definitely, it's been going on, y'all. This is not nothing new. But I think that he takes advantage of the weak people. Like, first off, the people who ain't stars that he doing the shit to, they easy. They the easiest ones to get. All I gotta do is tell you to come to this party, nigga, and I got some things you want to do. And if you do it, nigga, I promise you're gonna be a millionaire. Nigga, I'm Diddy, nigga. I can pull the strings. I got the power to make you a star right now. Tomorrow, you'll be a star. I can hear that nigga Diddy saying that shit, fool. I can make you a star tomorrow. You see this big house? You want one of these? You see these nice parties? You want to have one of these? Yeah, bro, they fall for that shit, man. You got to give your life to Jesus. Definitely, Joe Key. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ill. Like, dog, y'all got to understand. This shit is ill, bro. It's like so much information about this shit is just cluttered. It's like every day is something new, some bullshit. You know, he say it's the party and then it's the after dark party. Remember we was talking about that? I told him that earlier, Smith say. These ain't them BET Awards parties. Nah, this not it. This the shit that, look, the girl on the Netflix said that it was 7 in the morning. This bitch crowded, these people is naked and fucking at 7 in the morning. You would have thought it was 1 in the morning the way this party is crunk. Like they having a little rave at 7 and 8 in the morning? Like, come on, man. That party lasted, nigga, probably about 2-3 days, man. Nigga, Hey, they said at 7 in the morning they having freak out. The lady said she was outside. Diddy tried to motherfucking look her in her eyes and like hypnotize her or some shit, ask her was she enjoying the house. And then she was like, nigga, I ain't even been in the house yet. So then that made her, provoked her to want to go in the house. So when she went in the house, it was everybody on everybody in the house. Like, God damn it. LeBron James was there. My nigga, it's like, come on, man. Like, yeah, I gotta come on, man. Like, now it's a lot of people, bro. A lot, and it's gonna be people that you didn't think was there. Was there, man? I'm telling y'all. But salute to y'all, dog. I gotta go, Mrs. Say. I'll be back tomorrow. I mean, maybe later on today. Y'all have a happy Friday. And no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy. Please, y'all be good.